Failure. Oh, even that word gives me jitters, makes me feel scared.
An act or instance of failing or proving unsuccessful, a lack of success.
What an uncomfortable, daunting, scary topic to talk about.
One of the biggest moments for me that I felt I'd truly failed was when I'd failed my driving test. I tried not to cry a lot in front of my dad because he was my driving instructor. But when I got to school, I ended up absolutely breaking down and not being able to go to my lessons for the rest of the day. I'd hit a wall with it. I'd suddenly failed and I wasn't used to it. I should have probably passed first time because, especially with my dad being a driving instructor, I should have had that like in my blood, and didn't, obviously, because I nearly hit a caravan. Me not passing my driving test not necessarily limited what I've done, but it's just moved it in a different direction, and possibly a better direction. I wouldn't have gone to university. I would have probably stayed in the same city and got a job because I was able to drive everywhere.
During my ACE levels, I got 2 Ds, and this was a really low point for me as I thought I wasn't going to be able to complete my A levels or apply to the universities that I wanted. But I remember being told by my mum, this is not the be all and end all of life. And that for me was really important as I had the chance to change things around. I ended up achieving my goal of getting to uni at the age of 19. It wasn't the normal path that everyone else takes, but it was definitely my journey. So my biggest thing to you is follow your path, because failure happens to everyone, doesn't happen to everyone at the same time, but it's all about how you deal with it.
My dream in life is to be an actor, and it's what I've always wanted to do. But the amount of auditions that I have not gone for just because I'm scared that I won't get it, or I'll embarrass myself, or I'll fail, is ridiculous. How do you know that you're going to fail unless you go for it and give it a go and try it out? So what I'm trying to say is, even if you do fail, it's not the end of the world. You might feel sad, you might feel disappointed, you might feel embarrassed for a very short amount of time. But if you then get yourself back up and get back on that horse, you will feel 10 times prouder of yourself than if you had been able to do it the first time.
I think the key thing that we have to remember if we fail at something is to forget our ego. It's our ego that makes the failure worse, because we feel like we should have done better, or we feel like we should have got what we didn't get. But we need to forget about that. We need to go back to basics, and we need to find out what exactly it was that we didn't do right to get us to where we want to be.
When I was younger, I used to have this self-sabotaging mindset where I'd put tasks off that I was scared or hadn't tried before to the last minute. And if I did bad in them, I'd blame the fact that I left it in the last minute. And I just always focused on the things that I was good at and the things that I'd know I'd excel at. And I just would never try anything new. It was crazy. I kind of see getting uncomfortable and just kind of owning your space and really pushing yourself out there and getting confident as like stretching a muscle. Even the small things now aren't as hard because I've just been practicing, just putting myself out there. The smallest things really do make the biggest impact.
I have 2 brothers who went to the same school as me, and they misbehaved and left a reputation that wasn't so good. I felt a lot of pressure from my mum to show her that one of her children is smart. I couldn't get out of bed every morning and I didn't want to go to school anymore because I knew that I wasn't allowed to get up and fail. But I want to remind you that failure, from how I see it today, is a great thing. Failure is a way for you to learn a lesson about something, whatever that may be, and be able to change it round and create a success out of it.
The fact that something's scaring you really should show you that there's emotion there that can be moved and changed and there's lessons to be learned. So I think you should just go for it.
if you're ever scared about doing something, because you really have nothing to lose.
Don't look to the past, keep looking ahead, because if you focus on things that have gone wrong, it's going to prevent you from moving on.
Get back on that horse.